Almost 6 o'clock this morning. Breaking news overnight. You're looking live at I-35 this morning. This is near Runberg, where a deadly crash left 2 people dead and 5 people injured this morning. It
did involve an 18-wheeler. You see that picture right now, live picture of the 18-wheeler on its side, crashed into the back of a pickup truck. We're told that pickup truck stalled in the middle of I-35. There is going to be some big delays this morning. So if your commute takes you anywhere near North Austin off I-35, you need to pay attention, because this is the time when it starts to get busy. We're going to have those updates for you coming up.
And right now, let's take a look of exactly where this is. So this is in North Austin, northbound lanes of I-35. They are closed at this time because of the crash at Runberg Lane. So traffic is being diverted off of US 183. So if you don't want to take US 183, you want to continue heading north, you are going to have to exit off on an earlier exit. You can take 51st Street. That area gets very busy, so we do not advise that. Take eastbound US 290, continue on to Cameron Road, and as you continue down to DeSalle, you can take a left on Breaker Lane. That'll shoot you on over to northbound I-35, or if you happen to catch US 183, that's where you can exit off of Lamar. That also runs parallel there in that area, but you can take the frontage road, so you're forced off at this time. But take a look right here on the screen to the left. This is a view of the backup in that area. It is 6 in the morning at this time. We have a major backup already building in this area. You are forced off of US 183, so it's going to cause a domino effect on your other major highways. So if you're taking US 183, leave a time for those delays, but check it out. It's going to be closed for quite some time, also including your rush hour. So this is the backup already happening at 6 in the morning. So as you are heading on out, be sure to leave with time for delays. Of course, we have Juliet Dreyer. She has been there all morning long gathering information. She knows the exact details of this crash. So Juliet, do you have any updates for us this morning?
Yeah, Christy, and police tell me that they expect this portion of northbound I-35 to remain closed for another few hours. And this isn't just the main lanes of I-35, it's also the frontage road. So take a look behind me. From what we can see, crews are on scene starting to dismantle, starting to take apart that red pickup truck. I also want to give you maybe that closer look. We can go back to that closer look where you can see both the pickup truck and the semi truck rolled over on its side. So this all started around 1:15 this morning, about 5 hours ago, and still very active here. Police tell me that red pickup truck either stalled, for some reason was slowing down in these main lanes of I-35, and that's when the semi truck came up behind it going at highway speed, rammed into the back of that car. Police say there were 6 people inside the pickup truck at that time, 2 adults and 4 kids. Now, as for those who were killed, we know it was 1 adult woman who was pronounced dead on scene. We also know another female was dead on scene, and we're unsure if that was a teen or if that was an adult. So there are some discrepancies there. Austin Travis County EMS telling us that 3 people were taken to Dell Children's Medical Center, 2 people taken to UMC BRAC. So after the semi-truck hit this pickup truck, we're told that it swerved to try and avoid the crash a little bit, ended up going across the frontage road, and that's when it rested on its side. There was only 1 person inside that semi-truck at that time, the female driver. She was also taken to UMC BRAC. So meanwhile, these lanes going to remain closed for a very long time, like I said, well into your rush hour commute. So let's head over to Ashley Roberts for an update. Ashley?
Juliet, we are on the St. John's Avenue Bridge, so we're giving you a live picture overlooking I-35. So you're looking from our driver's side camera, and traffic is at a complete standstill because of this. It's really a complete standstill between Highway 183 and Highway 290, and that's what's going to be happening this morning. And it will affect your southbound lanes as well. So let me show you what's going on as we look further down close to 183 where people are being detoured. You can see those flashing lights, so definitely a traffic mess. And I really do think that while this is still closed, that the 130 toll will be your better option today, so you don't have to mess with all of these different alternate routes and getting turned off on different streets. For now, we're going to send things over to Allison for a check on your weather.
Thanks, Ashley. Yeah, we'll get a better picture of that once our sun comes up. Sunrise, by the way, is at 6:44 this morning. Temperatures out the door, 78 degrees. We still have that cloud cover to help us out with the heat through the start of the morning. Then we lose the clouds completely, and it's going to be another hot and sunny day. In fact, temperatures topping out at 99 degrees, so not quite at that triple-digit mark. I'm going to let you know when we are expected to hit 100 degrees, and of course, when that UV index, when that peaks during the day. So I'll walk you through that weekend forecast in just a few. Turning it over to Erica Miller.
All right, Allison, thank you so much. 6:04 is your time right now. Good morning to you. Happening right now, we have some brand new video just into the newsroom we want to share with you this morning as you're waking up of the moments after that theater shooting in Lafayette, Louisiana last night. Take a look at this. This cell phone video was taken just moments after the shooting. You can see there people coming out, running from the theater as police then arriving on scene. So here's what we can tell you this morning. Police say a 58-year-old man was in the theater during the movie Trainwreck. He was sitting alone, according to witnesses, when he stood up and then began shooting at the crowd with a semi-automatic handgun. He shot the two people sitting in front of him first and then continued to shoot. As people started running from the theater, he went with them. Then police believe he spotted two police officers and went back into the theater and shot and killed himself. Again, 2 people and the shooter are dead this morning, so 3 people total there. 9 others we know are hurt. 21-year-old Lucas Nepper was inside the theater. He says at first they thought those gunshots were a glitch on the film.
After 20 minutes, we heard 2 big bangs, and then a third one happened, and it was like 5 more from there on. And after that, we look over to the left, see where the sound is coming from, and it's the shooter. He's just standing up, just shooting at the whole crowd.
Just can't even imagine. Just a few hours ago, authorities did identify the suspect. So far, they are not saying who this man is. Teams are now searching several known addresses for him in several different states. And we know crime scene investigators have now taken over the theater and are conducting that investigation. The investigation, we're told, will take some time. Back to you.
Gosh, it's a busy, busy morning here in the newsroom. Also happening right now, there's a boil water notice that's in effect. It's for Williamson County. So the notice has been in place since Wednesday when a water line broke. Officials say the rising temperatures and increase in use caused the water line to break. It has since been fixed, but Manville WSC is waiting for more lab results before lifting the notice. So you're asked to boil the water for at least 2 minutes before using it this morning. Let's get back out to Christiane on that accident. How far do the delays go on I-35?
Well, they are definitely backed up and traffic is at a standstill at this time. So that is because the northbound lanes of I-35 are closed because of a crash at Runberg Lane. So traffic is being diverted off of US 183. The frontage lanes, those aren't open. Those main lanes, those are closed in the northbound direction. You can see the live picture to the left right now. That is the scene of what's happening at this time. But let's take a look at our TechStock cameras. I want to give you a view of a different perspective. These are the backups happening now. Take a look. This is exactly where the closure begins, and you can see that traffic is at a stop. You can see those sea of headlights just going back as far as they can go. So right now it is backed up at this time. So let's take a look right now at our maps to show you again those routes that you can take to avoid this at this time. Switching over to our maps, you can see you can take alternate routes. So 51st Street, that is where you can exit off, but that area gets very congested, very busy in the morning. So you can head eastbound on US 290. Then continue down Cameron Road, DeSaw Road, over to Breaker Lane. You will be able to take northbound I-35 from there. If you happen to miss that exit and you are forced onto US 183 and you take the northbound direction, you can exit off of Lamar. That will lead you in the northbound direction. But at this time, we have Ashley Roberts. She has a great view checking out to see where those backups are happening. And I'm hearing that traffic is still at a standstill. It's just continuing to build. Ashley, what do you see?
Yeah, now that we are approaching rush hour, just almost in rush hour, we're seeing some huge delays. We're sitting on the St. John's Avenue Bridge, so we're giving you a live look from our driver's side camera of the northbound traffic on I-35 approaching Highway 183, and it's just not a pretty sight. You can see traffic not moving at all, and then looking on our passenger side, you can see as well just all of these brake lights. So this is definitely, I think, the day for the 130 toll. You might be able to use some of those alternate routes that you were just talking about, Christiane, within the next half hour or so, but as we get into rush hour, the 130 toll is probably the best way to avoid this mess altogether. Back to you.
Yeah, so definitely keep in mind of those alternate routes. You did say SH 130, so you can take that as you head on out this morning. But like I said, you're taking a look right now at the screen to the left of me. That's what's going on at this time. So make sure that you continue to follow us and leave the time for delays as you head on out this morning. We'll give you more information coming up after the break.
You're watching CBS Austin this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for waking up with Chris and Allie on CBS Austin this morning. I'm Chris Aldana.
I'm Allison Miller. It is 6 o'clock. Time for a look at today's Eye Opener.
Your world in 90 seconds.
A bus crash involving school children is every public safety professional's worst nightmare.
The NTSB will begin investigating what caused a deadly school bus accident in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
He wasn't paying attention, he was going real fast.
We have arrested the bus driver. Anthony Walker is being charged with 5 counts of vehicular homicide.
This has been one of the worst days that we've had in Hamilton County.
Putting America first.
President-elect Donald Trump laying out his plans for the first 100 days in office.
I am going to issue our notification of intent to withdraw from the Trans-Pacific Partnership. I will direct the Department of Labor to investigate all abuses of visa programs that undercut the American worker.
I just want to see my son.
San Antonio police arrested 31-year-old Otis Tyrone McCain, who they accuse of ambushing and killing Detective Benjamin Marconi.
Society not letting me see my son. I lashed out at somebody that didn't deserve it.
Either the death penalty or life in prison without the possibility of parole.
You have anything to say to his family?
I'm sorry.
Kanye West canceled the final 21 dates on his world tour. West stormed off the stage over the weekend over tirades on politics and the music industry.
And that's your eye-opener for Tuesday, November 22nd.
With the lawsuit settled, the students of Trump University have
Good morning, everybody. I'm Storm Checker meteorologist Jordan Steele. Looking ahead, today's going to be a day you want to watch out for some severe storms that could be moving through later on this evening. Most of the day will be pretty quiet. 65 outside right now, so it's very mild considering the time of year. Looking at your severe weather potential, most of us along I-35 and areas pointing eastward is going to be in that slight risk zone. So it's looking like as that front moves on in, we could maybe see some of that action develop. But again, not going to develop until overnight tonight. Highs topping out at 77.
And I'm traffic anchor Christiane Uribe. Good news, no crashes nor hazards working in the city of Austin. So far, we are seeing mostly green on the screen. I-35, Mopac, US 183 are crash-free and smooth cruising in both directions.
I'm Lindsay Littman, live from the News Now desk. We're covering breaking news of that deadly school bus crash. An update is happening right now in Chattanooga. Let's go ahead and listen live. This is Dr. Kirk Kelly addressing the media and giving us an update.
And every law enforcement agency that is involved in this investigation. We know that Durham, the bus service that we contract to, will do everything that it can to also work with law enforcement. Also, we're working with the United Way of Chattanooga to set up a funding site which we will provide additional details to help the family. Let me say this, that our thoughts and our prayers are with the students and the family of Woodmore. And again, we're reaching out to do all that we can to help and support them.
Could you go over again, the grades for the deceased?
The grades for the deceased are 3 that are in the 4th grade, 1 that is in kindergarten, and 1 that is in the 1st grade.
Girls, boys, what was the makeup? You know?
I think it's 1 boy and 4 girls. I do not want to, because out of respect for the family right now, give the names, because we would love to have the family and people reach out for them as opposed to having the names be given to them through the media. So I do not want to give the names.
I know you said you decided to stay open because you wanted to offer support, but was there any consideration for closing school and allowing people to grieve amongst their family members?
If they're wanting to stay out, we're going to excuse it. We're going to allow them to grieve. Those who want to come to school, we're here to reach out and help. So we're going to help either way that we can. We feel that we were able to provide more services by having those that are able to make it to the school, by having the extra counselors.
We're listening live right now to Dr. Kelly, who is a district official there in Chattanooga. He just gave us brand new information on the children who died in that school bus crash that happened yesterday. He mentioned 4 of them are girls, 1 is a boy. They're 4th graders, 1st graders, and a kindergartner involved in all of this. Now, all new from overnight, we know that their bus driver, Anthony Walker, has been charged with vehicular homicide charges. He's facing at least 5 counts there, as well as reckless driving. All of this happening after school yesterday when that school bus crashed into a tree in a very dramatic image. It split right in half. About 35 children were on the bus at that time, and we know at least the district is only confirming 5, but our news partners in Chattanooga say there are 6 children dead. But
Unfortunately, that death toll may rise as several children were injured in this crash, but once again, very young children. We're following this and we expect an update from the NTSB in about 25 minutes from now. We'll bring that to you live as well. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Lindsay. New this morning, crews just wrap up a major construction project on northbound Mopac.
CBS Austin's Juliet Dreyer is live near the construction site in Central Austin. And Juliet, the work was scheduled to be done at 6 a.m. It is 6:05, and it looks like they may have made their deadline.
Yeah, Allison, some very good news for drivers who have to use northbound Mopac. You can see here we're standing off the northbound frontage road, but traffic is moving once again in those main lanes of northbound Mopac. They actually opened a few minutes before 6 o'clock this morning. Work actually began here late last night, and they wanted to clear up by 6 o'clock this morning. They did meet that deadline. These lanes were reopened just before 6 o'clock this morning. Now, we want to go ahead and show you a diagram of what exactly those crews did overnight. They're realigning the two existing northbound lanes between Lady Bird Lake and Enfield Road and moving them to their permanent position on top of the new express lane underpass. This will straighten the lanes, and help traffic move more smoothly in the area. Now, last night, crews did have to make several closures that included the left and center lanes and the Cesar Chavez entrance ramp to northbound Mopac. They also shut down all northbound lanes in Mopac for several hours overnight. As we said, they just reopened a little bit ago, just before 6 o'clock this morning. So as of right now, it looks like all traffic is moving as normal. Now, this work, it'll clear the way for another major project that you are sure to notice. In 30 minutes, I'll give you the timeline for when the third lane near Enfield. Everyone knows that lane has been closed for months now. The timeline of when it'll finally reopen. Reporting live in Central Austin, Juliet Dreyer, CBS Austin this morning.
Thank you, Juliet. He cancels his tour following a week of no-shows, and recently he went on rants about politics. Kanye West in the hospital this morning, the medical condition that lands him in the ER. Also,
a man rescued from rough waters, the daring help he got after two fishermen were killed in a quick-moving storm. Keep watching for your chance to win a $50 H-E-B gift card. We have two chances for you coming up within the hour.
And good morning, everybody. Looking at our humid and mild day ahead. Temperatures going all the way up in the mid to upper 70s today. That's going to change. So we got a cold front on the horizon. That's going to bring in some heavier storms later today. We'll track it coming up.
And watch out for a crash that has just popped up northbound US 183 just past Thompson Lane.
breaking overnight, police respond to two more rock-throwing cases along I-35. The number of attacks police have now responded to so far.
The search for a swimmer who went missing in the Greenbelt called off, what officials are saying created unsafe conditions in the area.
Making it official, the history Hillary Clinton makes by clinching the Democratic presidential nomination.
You're watching KITV Morning News.
Good morning, I'm Chris Aldana. Thanks for waking up with Chris and Allie on KITV Morning News.
I'm Allison Miller. It is Tuesday, time now 6 o'clock.
And I'm traffic anchor Christiane Uribe. We begin with a traffic alert out of East Austin. There is a rollover happening right now, blocking the westbound over to the eastbound turnaround on Ben White Boulevard right before US 183. We have firefighters on the scene, and we are sending our time saver traffic tracker en route. We will provide you with more updates coming up in just a bit.
And look at that light on the horizon from the time saver traffic tracker, looking good. Another picture here with our downtown tower camera. Temperatures out the door 70 in Austin. Most of us are in the 60s though. Clear skies. It's a fantastic morning to get out if you can. And then this afternoon, a little bit warmer. I think we'll top out where we statistically should be for this time of year. Mostly sunny and high about 91.
And we are following some breaking news from overnight. Two more possible rock throwing cases reported in just the last couple of hours here, both along I-35 overnight. The first near Cesar Chavez, the second near the intersection of 51st Street. Police say the first call came in just before 11 o'clock last night. A woman says a rock went through her windshield. Then about 20 minutes later, another report of someone's car being hit on the interstate. Police do tell us no one was hurt in either of these cases. As we have been reporting for you, there have been more than 80 reported rock throwings up and down I-35 in the last 2 years. Just last week, police did arrest one person. However, they do not believe he is connected to all of those other rock throwing cases. And Austin police have now set up a new hotline for people to call and give tips. That number still on your bottom of your screen right there, 512-974-7999. We have also posted that information for you on our website, KITV.com. Just look for this story. Chris, Allison?
We're now learning more information about the rest of the the man caught throwing rocks on I-35. Markel Boone is charged with attempted aggravated assault. He was arrested Friday when police were called about a person throwing a rock on the lower deck in Service Road. Witnesses tell police they saw Boone use two hands to raise the rock above his head and toss it onto the highway. Police don't believe he's responsible for all of the rock throwing cases, though. And a reminder, if you see news happening where you are, you can send us any tips to share it at KITV.com.
Continuing coverage this morning, a 35-year-old man is still missing in the Barton Creek Greenbelt this morning. He disappeared while swimming with some friends.
KITV's Juliet Dreyer is live at the Greenbelt. Juliet, are they planning on going out and searching again today?
No, Allison, they called off that search late last night and don't have any plans to come out here again today and search. Keep in mind, the Greenbelt is closed and has been for nearly a week now because of all the recent rainfall. Emergency crews and Starflight searched the Greenbelt for hours, but didn't find the missing man. His car and his belongings were all left behind. The 35-year-old was swimming with a group of friends near Sculpture Falls yesterday evening when at some point he got separated for over an hour.
They were all swimming at some point. This was not a case where he was seen in the water. This is a case where they became separated, were in different parts of the area they were at, and then after an hour or so realized that he was no longer there.
The Austin Parks and Recreation Department tweeted yesterday a reminder that the Greenbelt is closed. They say water and debris are causing unsafe conditions, and they're urging everyone to obey the signs and the barricades like this one. In 30 minutes, the reason some people are still risking it to walk on the trail. Reporting live at the Barton Creek Greenbelt, Juliet Dreyer, KITV Morning News.
And as you are waking up this morning, it's now illegal to use a boat on Lake Travis. The ban from the Lower Colorado River Authority took effect at 8:30 last night and lasts until further notice. Right now, Lake Travis is 121% full, which is the highest in nearly a decade. All of the water that is drew people out for one last day on the lake before that ban kicked in. People violating the boat ban will be cited for a Class C misdemeanor, which carries a fine of up to $500. Lake Travis isn't the only lake off limits to boaters at this hour. Inks Lake, also Lake Marble Falls, and Lake LBJ remain closed for recreational usage when it comes to boats. The LCRA says with so much debris in the water, it is pretty dangerous for anyone to enter.
At this hour, all lanes on FM 973 near Highway 183 are back open. They'd been closed for several hours as crews cleaned up after a crash. Travis County officials say a semi-truck hit a power pole Monday afternoon. No injuries have been reported.
Your time right now is 6:04. The Austin Police Department dealing with an officer shortage. Currently, there are 2 cadet classes in session. One more is set to start soon, and another gets underway in November. The shortage, though, is in commissioned officer positions, not civilian jobs. Chief Brian Manley breaks down the number of officers the department is needing to fill.
Where we're at currently is 174 vacancies in the department. A lot of those positions are new positions that we've been given in the past 2 budgets that we're working on filling.
Manley says 4 to 5 positions come up per month due to retirements or terminations or resignations. We do have a link on our website, KITV.com, if you want to get the application process started.
Austin police aren't the only ones facing a shortage. The Austin Fire Department needs 123 firefighters. At Monday's Public Safety Commission meeting, department officials said they need $3 million just in overtime. AFD also needs new masks to help their firefighters breathe while fighting a fire. The cost for those new masks is up to $2 million.
Say no thanks to ads from Donald Trump.
The excuse BuzzFeed gives for terminating their contract with the Republican National Committee.
And you want to wear the sunblock today? Your UV index maxed out at 11. So wear your sunscreen, grab your glasses, try to stay out of the sun between 10 and 2. Your high today is 91.
And you are taking a live look from our time saver traffic tracker near the scene of the rollover. She's about to approach it. This is going to be working on the westbound to eastbound turnaround from Ben White Boulevard before US 183.